Howdy, gang, and welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host here at the Gaming Gang channel. Thanks for joining me once again. Today, I am going to take a first look at Epic Inncounters Local Legends Tavern Kit. Say that 5 times fast. From Steamforged Games. This kit carries an MSRP of $39.99. It is slated to arrive in stores this month. In fact, I would not be shocked if this isn't winging its way into your friendly local game store as I record this. So very cool, very nice. All that said, let's swing on over to the other camera because here I've got Epic Inncounters Local Legends Tavern Kit. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the shrink wrap here because it's pulling a lot of glare. Before we jump on in, do want to mention that the fine folks over at Steamforged Games were kind enough to provide me with this review copy. But neither I nor anyone else affiliated with the Gaming Gang has received any other sort of compensation for me to share this video with you. These days, it's very important. You know that. So let's take a look at the back here. Your complete tavern kit from the creators of Epic Inncounters. Every tavern deserves to be epic. Taverns are a frequent feature in almost every fantasy role-playing campaign, yet they're rarely given time to shine. That ends now. With this kit, you can make every tavern encounter epic, whatever your level of experience with minimum effort. Because we believe inns can be more than places to get your next quest, and running role-playing games should be rewarding, not exhausting. We've given them our Epic Inncounters treatment. That means we've taken our tried and tested method for creating truly interesting pubs and boxed it for your convenience, ready to slot into any fantasy role-playing campaign. Then it's going to talk about what we're going to find inside, which I'm not going to read that because we are going to take a peek ourselves, see what we have got. I believe there are some tavern games. This might be one of them. So it looks like this might be in a bit of a sleeve. Got an NPC book, actually fairly thick on that. Honestly, I was surprised at the heft of this box when I picked it up. Tavern book, Inncounters book. It's like a baggie there to keep some stuff in. Oh, I believe we've got some top-down images of these taverns, I think. And then a deck of cards. So I'm going to take a guess that we're going to see our NPCs in this also. So that looks like that is what's in here. I'm just going to check and make sure there's nothing under these inserts. Does not seem to be the case. So let's start off with a peek to see what is inside this. It almost looks like this is like a comic book sleeve. All right, let's see. Just didn't want to come out of there. So some sort of a track here with the dragon. This must be sort of like cornhole or something, tossing stuff in. Oh, yes, of course, taking the dagger. Not sure what that might be. Got to say, the artwork's pretty cool. Maybe these are for certain encounters that take place in the various different inns as far as player handouts, because some of these just seem to be clues, maybe. They are single-sided. They are not dual-sided. There we go. So that is a look at those. Next up, let's see what's in here, which is, I think, what the other sleeve was for, is to put these in once we take the shrink wrap off. So, of course, these are paper, but I will tell you the paper has some treatment on it. So I'm taking a guess. This is the view from the outside. And then our interior. Yeah, there we go. So these are not battle mats or anything along those lines, but they are here to give you an idea of the layout and provide some visual oomph to your role playing. So it looks as if we've got tables and chairs, levitating ghosts. I like that. That's cool. Very nice. From my understanding, and I have not seen the other releases that are coming out, normally with the Epic Inncounters line, you have a bunch of miniatures in one release and then a really large scale miniature with the next release. So as an example, this month we have Palace of the Drow Queen and Lair of the Drider, which, stay tuned, I will have videos of those in the next couple of days. The local legends is going to be smaller than those massive minis. There's an owl bear for one. I think there's a young dragon for another. Like I said, I think the local legends lineup is just kind of aimed at getting some kind of mid-scale miniatures out there. I like the artwork. The artwork's very cool. And so far, these have been pretty unique. Interesting. I believe we have 10 of these. And then, of course, we do have the tavern book. I think that's what it said. It was a tavern book that is going to get into detail on these. We're not going to look at each and every page of the books and booklets. We're also not going to look at each and every card in that deck. But we will get a pretty good idea of what you're going to find inside this tavern kit. That's pretty cool. That has a nautical theme. It looks kind of ghostly green. Oh, now this looks more like our typical fantasy inn. And the interior looks to be about the same, kind of what we imagine with an inn in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, of course, this is designed for 5e D&D, but as we can see, it looks as if this is relatively system neutral as far as its presentation. When we get into the books, when we get into the NPCs, I'm sure that's where we see them statted for 5e. Here's the last of our taverns. Oh, this is the one that's on the cover. Sweet. Very cool. We're going to save the cards for last. Let's take a look at the tavern book. Just taking a peek here. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to zoom in to give you a bit closer look. There we go. So we've got the team here of the designers, writers, artists, and such. Round trip of the taverns. So it's going to go through each of those taverns we were just taking a look at and then give us a breakdown. So we have the Nodding Dragon. The Nodding Dragon is much like any tavern found by roadsides throughout the multiverse, a place of merriment, warmth, and sanctuary. When travel exhausts the body and the burdens of heroism or villainy weigh too heavily upon the soul, if you still own one, then the Nodding Dragon is the ideal place to stumble upon. So we have some key descriptors for the exterior and interior, specialties, plot hooks, a local legend. Here is your game It is push your luck. So I guess we're going to have each of those handouts are a game, or like a bar game. These are our important NPCs, which I believe we will see cards of. And then we move on to the next. So it looks like 3 pages for each. The Drafty Rabbit. Tower of Tigers. That is the bar game there. The Shady Nook. Wonder if this is more aimed at the Thieves Guild. The Golden Griffin Club. So some of these have 8 or more pages devoted to them. Salt and Kraken. Did they even get a description? Oh, yeah, it's on the description, I guess, is on this side. Velvet Dreams. I guess you must have some gold clinking in your pocket to be able to spend time there. We got the Mace and Flail. I think this is in a mountainous area. The Silver Purse. Casinos and gambling houses are commonplace throughout the multiverse, offering a place for entertainment and the chance to win great riches. Though such establishments are often very professional in their approach to gambling, many also offer a number of high-stakes illegal betting options in back rooms, often made possible by paying off local councilmen. Casinos that operate in such ways are often referred to as gambling dens. And Roll It is our tavern game there. We've got the Huntsman's Stag. I think we might have one more after this. Adventurer's Rest. Yep, that is the last. Nice. Very cool. Okay, let's take a look at the Inncounters book. I think these will just be some quick set pieces or maybe some random tables to create encounters. So we get some information about running an awesome tavern encounter, setting up the exterior, setting up the interior, foreground and mystery, get into the action, hand the action to the players, some NPC action routines, orchestrating a bar brawl, brawl events, cinematic moments, and a little appendix. Oh, we're getting some standard NPC stat blocks. Angry barkeeper, drunk patron, local thug, the big guy, and some notes. And then the longest of the books is the NPC book, which is probably going to give us stat blocks and breakdowns for each of those important NPCs we saw in the Tavern book. So here we've got the Nodding Dragon, Porthos Chimes, the Innkeeper, Margaret Vince, Bar Help. Couple of pages devoted to each, it looks like. Squire Gint. First thing you notice is interaction modifiers, interaction responses, potential interaction outcomes, features, and actions. And we're just going to see a breakdown of each of those taverns and their important NPCs. Heather Dobson, half-orc trapper. The Shady Nook. Vince Kairos, head of the Thieves Guild. So I guess I was right. That one tavern is kind of tied in with the Thieves Guild. Nice. Artwork solid. I like the layout. This has some nice visual pizzazz to it. This is the Golden Griffin, Worthington Bile, purveyor of antiquities. Cool. All right. So as you can see, loads and loads of NPCs, which no doubt you could port over to other encounters. They don't necessarily only have to be found in these taverns. We've got Shiverman, the Lookout, Argos the Bouncer, all right. So there is a look inside the NPC book. And then the last item we have is going to be our deck of NPC cards. I believe these are all NPCs. I'm not positive if they are. It took me a second to find my hobby knife again. And of course, as I already mentioned, we are not going to look at each and every one of these cards. I am going to zoom in one more time, though, so we can get a very close-up look. Okay, so I have zoomed in. Let's take a look to see what we've got. So here are the rules of the various different tavern games. Push Your Luck, Tower of Tigers, Pinfinger, Griffin Gates, Hunt the Kraken, Smoke and Mirrors, Drop It, Roll It, The Hunt, and Golly Gone. So here are our NPCs. So we get a portrait there, as we saw in the NPC book. And then it just tells us the first thing you notice is, I guess we would hand these out to the players then. Wonder if we have different backgrounds depending on, no, I guess not. I was going to say depending on what tavern they're from. Kind of surprised we do not have their names on these cards. Oh, wait a second. Here we go. There's where it's going to show us what tavern it's from, right? Yes. Okay. But I do not see their name anywhere on here. I will say, nice cardstock. They do have a linen finish to them. Very cool. Share some of these images, which we haven't seen many of them because I was paging through the NPC book rather quickly. Oh, what a sour-faced individual that is. Oh, look, it's Abraham Lincoln, the Goblin. Nice. Very nice. All right. So we've got the cards. We have got our trio of books. We have the various different taverns, both the exterior and interior looks at them. And then lastly, we have got the different bar games that can be played, and that is a peek inside everything from Epic Encounters, Local Legends, Tavern Kit, which is from Steamforged Games. Once again, as I mentioned, this is slated to arrive in stores this month. In fact, early this month is what I understand. As I pointed out earlier, I think this is actually winging its way into your friendly local game store as I record this. All right. Once again, that is going to carry an MSRP of $39.99. That's it for this time out. If you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, don't forget, ring that bell. It'll not only let you know when I share videos such as this unboxing and first look, it'll also inform you when my live stream, the Gaming Gang Dispatch, airs Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings right here on YouTube at 7 p.m. Central. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in tabletop gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more you are not going to find here on YouTube. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and until I see you next time, I always hope every one of you gets to enjoy plenty of great gaming with your gang.